Hi friends, this is Ravinath Pai, Chartered Accountant based in Cochin. This is part 4 of the video series regarding recent Supreme Court decision in the case of software taxation. In part 1 and 2, Raksha and Radhika have taken us through background, issue and facts before the Supreme Court. In part 3, Krishna has done a threadbare analysis of the Supreme Court decision as far as the royalty issue is concerned. In this video, we will be looking at certain other aspects which are emerging out of this Supreme Court decision. The first issue relates to whether DTAA provisions are to be considered while deducting TDS under Section 195. Section 195 requires that all payments to non-residents which are chargeable to tax in India to be subject to TDS as per applicable rates. The idea behind the provision is that no income goes out of India without the government getting its appropriate share of taxes. The Supreme Court evaluated the provisions of the Income Tax Act. The court noted that income can be said to be chargeable to tax in India if it is taxable as per the provisions of the Income Tax Act. The court also made a note of Section 90, which empowers the Government of India to enter into tax treaties with other countries, which are popularly called as DTAAs. Since the power to enter into tax treaties is flowing out of Section 90 of the Income Tax Act, the court held that DTAAs are to be considered while considering TDS under Section 195. The tax department raised an argument based on recent Supreme Court decision in the case Pilcom. In that case, Supreme Court was concerned with Section 194E, which talks about TDS on payment made to non-resident sportspersons or sports associations. The court noted that 194E does not make any reference to chargeability of income, and hence the decision of the Supreme Court in the Pilcom case will have no bearing on Section 195, which clearly talks about the income being chargeable to tax for it to be subject to TDS. So the conclusion is that if any payment is taxable as per Income Tax Act, but applying the provisions of the tax treaty, it is not taxable, then no TDS is required to be deducted as per Section 195. The second aspect of the Supreme Court decision, which we will be discussing, relates to retrospective nature of amendments. As you may remember, Finance Act 2012 had made changes to royalty definition through insertion of explanations 4, 5 and 6 with effect from 1976. The issue was whether TDS is required to be deducted on payments made prior to 2012 applying the retrospective amendment. The court noted that this definition of computer software itself was introduced into the Income Tax Act or the Copyright Act much after 1976. Hence, it cannot be said that these provisions always intended to be applicable from 1976 as far as computer software is concerned. The court also held that the SSC cannot be expected to do the impossible, that is, comply with the provision of the Act when it is not even in the statute book at the time of the transaction. The third important aspect of the Supreme Court decision, which we will be talking about, is the interpretation of tax treaties. As you all know, India has entered into tax treaties with different countries. Some of them are based on OECD model and some of them are based on UN model. The Supreme Court noted that as far as treaties entered into based on OECD model are concerned, OECD model commentary can be used as an interpretation tool. This tax department raised an objection that India has certain reservations with respect to the OECD model commentary on royalty. The court again dismissed this argument on the basis that even after raising the reservations, India had not made any amendments to the tax treaties through bilateral amendments. Even after raising the reservations, the treaties amended by India on DTAAs like Mauritius, Singapore, etc. continue to have the same definition of royalty in the DTAA as compared to OECD MC. Hence, any reservations made by India or recommendations of committees set up by Government of India cannot be said to have any value as far as interpretation of tax treaties is concerned until and unless the treaties are amended through bilateral negotiations. This is a very important conclusion which the court has arrived at. So these are the aspects which are emerging out of the Supreme Court decision. If you have any questions, do let us know in the comment box. Thank you.